Welcome to Corbellic Studio. Today we're going to be breaking down why eBay beats emails and social media when it comes to selling art. I'm Corbellic. You can check out my store on eBay. I've sold over 17,000 original paintings of art, no prints, no reproductions, no any other items besides just art that I painted. But before I sold art on eBay, I was also one of these social media gallery type of artists who's also did the email build up list to build up my followers and to do everything of what they tell you to do so that you can have a collectors list and that you could build up a certain type of brand for yourself in order so you can sell art. And I'm just going to break it down that that's not true, because when I was doing it that way, I had a lot of followers online and I had a lot of people who were clicking free likes, but it wasn't bringing in the money because the conversion rate wasn't there. But we're going to break that down right now. So let's just do a comparison. Let's separate the two. So let's put a line right here. Okay. Yeah, something like that. And then on this side, let's put on this side social media and emails. Okay. So social media and emails. Now, anytime that I see these gurus online, these art coaches and these art kind of pages, and they're saying that, oh, you need to create an email list. I can show you how you can find your right collector. In order for you to find your right collector, what you need to do is you need to have an email list. Then with the email list, you're able to send things out to that group of people, and then you're able to tell them the new kind of work that you have. But what do you need in order to start having an email list? At least what do you need in order for collectors to even want to sign up to a newsletter or anything from you? You need a body of work. You're going to need a body of work. So they're going to say that you need followers first. In order to have followers, I would say that you need to have a good body of 30 to 50 paintings, or just put art. Now, the problem with this about you having followers online in order to build that up is that you need to create 30 to 50 pieces of paintings first. You need to create the art. You need to create 30 to 50 pieces of canvases, even if they're large canvases, or whatever the type of work that it is. But when you're doing this online with social media and you're doing this for followers, you're really competing against other artists. So here you're competing. And when you're competing, you're going to be in your head, right? And that's going to equal out to analysis paralysis. So now that you're thinking about each of these 30 to 50 pieces of art that you have to do, and these are great pieces, these are portfolio pieces, you're going to be in your head so much where you're going to be thinking about what kind of pieces that you need to do. And that takes away the fun from eBay. But also when you're creating these 30 to 50 pieces of art, what else do they say that you need to do in order so that you can have an email list? You need to also show people the process of how you do it. And that's also going to be content creation. We're just going to put create right there, right? Now, when you think about the time of content creation plus creating these pieces of art in the process, just so that way people can go to your email list I mean, you're talking about a whole process right here where it's going to be in your head, and then you're not even going to be thinking about the art side. Now, what else do they say that you're going to need in order to have an eBay, or I'm in an email social media page, so that way people can go to your email list, and that way you can build up some type of followers or traction, right? What else do they say that you need? They're going to say that you need to build a funnel or create ads, right? Now, in order for you to build up your email, they're going to say that you need to create also funnels. Funnels is basically you spending money on Facebook, spending money on Google, spending money on some type of ads, even if it's Instagram, directly from there. So that way people could come to your page and you can build traction. You ever see where you get those type of ads where people have some type of program, or they even have just look at their page and they say learn more? That's a funnel right there. There's different types of funnels that you can create that they want you to do in order to create your email list. And you have to pay for all of it up front. And you don't even know. You could be paying for things up front. And yeah, you'll get people to funnel to your page, but you know what else that they're doing? They're only giving you free likes. No sales. The conversion rate this way with social media, the conversion rate that people are actually going to be buying from you, buying from your website, where they're going to leave social media, they're going to leave Instagram and go to your webpage to purchase something, is less than 1%. So conversion is less than 1%. So here you created 30 to 50 pieces of art. You're competing with other artists. So now you're subconscious. You have analysis by paralysis, because every single piece of art that you're creating, you're thinking that the world is going to view it because you're putting it on social media. But also you might even be thinking that your friends and family are going to be viewing it. And maybe that's not even a direction that you want to go in. Maybe you just want to create some extra income, right, for yourself, but maybe you also just want to live out your college days, your high school days, or anytime that you were creative and you enjoy doing it, but you don't want people, your coworkers or some of your cousins or anything like that, looking at you and be like, oh, is this what you're doing with your life? And then you have to explain yourself. I mean, that sucks that you're doing this for free and then you have people questioning you, what are you doing? And you have to explain yourself. I don't like having to explain myself, especially when there's no money involved or anything like that. What else are they going to say? Let's say what else that comes with social media and emails. In order for you to get that email list that they're saying that you're going to find your perfect client, you know, they're saying don't go the gallery route, don't go all the other types of way that people are trying to sell art. They're saying build an email list. When it comes to emails, especially in 2025, emails have a 15% open rate. And you know what I'm talking about as well. Anytime that you receive an email nowadays in 2025, you're not thinking about, oh, I can't wait to purchase this piece of art from this person. I can't wait to do business with them. No, what you're thinking about in 2025, anytime that you get an email, you're thinking that it's an annoyance. You're thinking it's either spam. You're thinking it's either a newsletter. You're thinking it's either something that you have set up on auto pay, one of your car notes. You're thinking it's bills. You're thinking it's something annoying. Email is the new post office. Well, not the post office, but it's your new mailbox. You know, anytime you would think of a mailbox, you would just think of annoying things. You don't think of anything great that comes in emails, just like you don't think of anything great that comes into your mailbox. So people don't open it. But the people that do open it, the 15%, that's even a less than 1% of sales conversion that someone's going to actually buy from you. So here you just did all of this work. and you carried everything. So you did the work for social media. You did 80%. You did 80% of the work for social media, and you have no guarantees about it, but also you're out of money. And this also works with if you want to start a business, okay? Just to go off right here, but in case you want to start a business and you have these coaches or you have these other brands out here that are saying they can help your business, they don't even know anything about your business, right? But they're saying that they can help you. What they're saying is that they're going to be spending ads, right? They're going to be spending ad money in order for you. Let's put this in red. They're going to say that they're going to spend ad money. Well, not them. You're going to be spending ad money. You're going to spend money hiring a coach, thousands of dollars, for them to tell you what to do with the other thousands of dollars that you don't have, or that way you can start with your business, either if it's art or anything. This is the route that they're trying to tell you. It's so outdated and it's a money pit, okay? Now, when it comes to eBay, eBay already has hot leads, not cold leads, not warm leads. How it works in the business, either if you're pursuing art, you're not pursuing art, you're just pursuing some type of income, how it works when they're doing ads or when these coaches tell you to do ads and they're spending money, or when you're spending thousands of dollars on the ads and they're telling you which ones. They're telling you to spend money on ads so that way you can get a warm lead from cold leads. So you're going to be spending money. When they say you find your right client or find your right art collector, they're telling you to spend money on ads in order for you to fish out anybody who might like your art. Then if they do like it, you don't even know if they like it. They just might have clicked on it, right? Because they just want to give you a free like, because that's what social media is. They click on your art, then all of a sudden, this system is going to think that's a warm lead. So then what the system is going to do, they call it re-triggering ads or retargeting ads. The retargeting is going to go back to the warm leads, and then they're going to try to make it hot. So that's why that's one of the tricks right there of how ads work, and that they try to tell you. I'm giving away all the secrets because I spent $100,000 or so on creating ads, doing this myself over the years. So I know all the tricks. There's no point of hiding there or anything like that. I could tell you the game and what they're doing. Other people try to charge thousands of dollars for this game that I'm giving you. But that's one of the things that they try to teach. Everybody tries to retarget warm leads so they can make it hot. Then if it's a hot lead, then that's when they're telling you to send them an email or a DM or something like that, or bother them. Hey, let me have my appointment setter call you. Let me have my appointment setter call you and bother you, so that way you could get on the line with me and I could try to upsell you on a $5,000 program where you could spend the other $10,000 money. eBay already has hot leads of 183 million buyers. This means that this many buyers, you know what they already have on file? They already have on file their credit cards. Their credit cards, they're already ready to buy. They're hot leads. They're already set up to go. And they're already searching. Now, eBay, what they're paying for up front, and you can see this yourself if you still watch TV. I know a lot of people don't. I don't really watch TV. But what eBay spends every year, well, actually, the spending goes up. But from last year of June 2024 to June 2025, they spent $2.7 billion on marketing. 2.7 billion on marketing. I can't compete with that. And guess who else can't compete with that? Art agencies cannot compete with that. Guess who else can't compete with that? Those art coaches or the guru coaches or business coaches that you want to hire, and they're telling you to put money into ads. No matter how much money that you put in, you're not going to be able to compete with eBay already spending $2.7 billion just on marketing alone. Now, the best part about this, that they're spending the $2.7 billion, I'm not going to say it's directly coming from eBay out of their pocket. It comes from the sale, but only after you make the sale. They pay up front. Now, a couple years ago, maybe like 3, 4, or 5 years ago, eBay wasn't so heavy-handed when it comes to promotions and things like that, where you had to actually pay to play. But that's just the rules of the game right now. And I'm not going to lie about it. You do have to pay to play. But when it comes to art, we have a higher profit margin anyways, because it only cost us $2 in art to create a canvas. The rest is profit. Now, why is this important? Because everybody else who does eBay, when they're reselling shoes, when they're reselling electronics, when they're reselling anything like that, they have to go out, they have to drive to these thrift stores. They have to do a lot of, research on the products that they're doing, and then hopefully they can make a profit. So they go out there, for example, and they buy a Nike hoodie, right? They have to do research on what year. Maybe some of them are vintage, that people are looking for that type of Nike hoodie. I'm just giving an example. The same thing could be for an electronic. They have to pay for marketing just so you could be competitive and that people can actually see your item, right? Then they have to pay eBay fees. Now, eBay fees, they're around 12%, okay? On top of the promotion, these people, I don't even know, I always feel bad. That's really one of the reasons why I created this eBay art community, is because I wanted other people who are also resellers to just create a separate store. No one has to know about this. And that way you can hedge yourself and protect yourself against your other account, that where you feel like either the algorithm or the promotions is not going your way. This way does go your way because you have more profits. You have more profits coming in, and you don't have to go out. You don't have to do all the sourcing stuff where you're spending so much time researching. All right. Now, what else does eBay have? They have the built-in traffic, 183 million buyers. They have the promotion, which is $2.7 billion that they spend themselves with the marketing. But of course, it comes from us after the sale. So somebody buys your painting, then from that, it's taken from there, in comparison to spending money for ads up front. That sucks, because then you're coming from zero, where you want to make money and they're already taking money from you and you don't even know if it's going to work for you. This always works. I've had numerous of times where I had to rebuild my eBay store up, where I've done dumb things and my store kind of went to zero and I had to rebuild it up. And I've always been able to rebuild it up off of the knowledge that I gained from the years. But it also made me smarter in how to go about the system. Now, if you want, I could break this all down for you. We have it in the eBay art community. The link's down below. I have everything where you could copy the templates. Everything is built for you. I build your store up from scratch. I tell you what you need to buy, what you need to get, what kind of art supplies, the projector, everything is for you. The eBay art community program, it's $97. But it's going to be way less than you spending thousands of dollars on this, plus thousands of dollars on a coach. Now, what else does eBay have? They have a search base. So the people, when they're online, they're already searching for art. and that is SEOs, which is the search engine optimization. So here, people are already searching for the art. If you check online and if you Google in, or if you just type in anywhere on your browser and you try to search art galleries closing, you're going to see that so many art galleries over the past year, over the past 2 years, have been closing because the economy and the structure is different in how people perceive and how they buy art. The art market right now is saturated. So if you was to go this way and hire one of these coaches, it's so saturated and they can't promise you anything. When I first started my program, I really was on the cusp of guaranteeing a certain amount where I know that I can, but I couldn't break the laws with FTC, so I had to remove the guarantee on there. But in other forms of words, I can guarantee, this success. I believe in it. I know it. So they're already searching for the artwork. They're already there, and their wallets are hot. And they like buying in bulk. They want to get a deal. So why not do the deal? That's why I also teach. I'm just going to put it up here. That's why I also teach volume over quality. The more pieces of art that you create, the more that you have a chance in the lottery ticket effect, as I like to call it. The lottery ticket effect is that you're going to have more chances of success the more pieces that you build. And the more pieces that you do, it's going to be a consistency where more people are going to be buying your artwork. It's a snowball effect. It's going to take 2 weeks or so for the algorithm to know and learn your store. But once that happens, it's going to be consistent, because I'm going to show you how to be consistent and what metrics that you need to hit every single day. So that way it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. This is important. Insurance. When people purchase 17,000 original pieces of art from me, they didn't buy it because I'm Corbellic and I was in galleries and they looked me up on Instagram and they looked me up online first. No, they didn't. They purchased it because they seen that I was offering good art at a good price, but also that I had volume and that I was just being consistent. It didn't matter what the art was. It just mattered that I was producing art. Then what happens over a while is that the snowball effect. But what nobody talks about, which is the key part when it comes to selling art on eBay, is the insurance. eBay guarantees the artwork. They guarantee it through the tracking number. They guarantee it through the process that it's been shipped out in the time. This way, the customer feels confident that if they're purchasing from you and they never heard from you before, because they don't know who you are, you're really just being anonymous, that they're protected. If they don't like it, then they can return it. I set up a 60-day return. Money back guarantee, because I believe in the product that I'm offering. Now, why do I offer this? I offer this because eBay's algorithm likes it when your store is set up on a 60-day return and you have money back. But also, the customer likes it too. It gives it more of a confidence, and they're going to boost you higher within the algorithm. They're going to boost you on more of the top pages when they see that and compare it to pages that don't. So that's another tip right there. I don't have this problem. People don't return art, I would say probably it's very rare that it happens. I don't have people who return art. They rather just keep it than anything because they're getting a great deal for it. It's more of a hassle for them to return your artwork. They don't want to do it, but they have the option too. And that's what makes this important. Now, if someone was going to go through social media, if they're going to go through an email list, after you worked out 30 to 50 pieces of high quality art, then they're not going to have insurance if they go directly to you, or if they go directly through your email or directly through social media and they DM you. They're not going to have that feeling of being like, okay, do I spend $1,000 with you, $2,000, or whatever the amount? How can I guarantee that it's going to be delivered on time? Who's going to protect me? At least eBay is the middleman. eBay is going to play the part of being the moderator between the sales, and they're going to feel confident on that. eBay used to be partnered with PayPal, so people understand the relationship when it comes to eBay. eBay is also partnered right now with Pitney Bowes. So when it comes to doing shipping, I always do shipping through PayPal, through eBay. eBay has a discount program, so anytime that you do any kind of shipping, you print your labels out. They have they're partnered with Pitney Bowes, and that way we're able to save money. I transfer that discount also onto the customers when it comes to shipping out. And that's also another thing right there. All of these factors right here, it's a clear sign of why you should do eBay when it comes to art. But also the best part is that you can make your money next week. And then daily, once you're consistent. You start today, you can make money as early as next week. If you click the link and you set up everything how I show you how to set things up for eBay and your account, you can start making money next week. And then if you're consistent, you do everything of what I show you, you're going to be making money every single day. This is the reason why I went to eBay in comparison to doing social media. And I was doing social media for 3 to 4 years, building up these big, grand, beautiful pieces, doing these art shows where they just turned out to be parties where people don't purchase anything. This, you have people purchasing every single night. I don't know about you, but I like the secure feeling of knowing that I'm going to get a paycheck every single night, that I'm getting paid every single day. And I don't have to worry about, okay, I sold one painting of a gallery painting that's $5,000 or $3,000, but it took me 5 months to do so. And then during that time when I'm creating art for free, I'm over here stressed out and people don't know it because I'm just creating art for free. And no one really is doing the conversion of buying it. And you don't want to seem too desperate where you're dropping prices. I was even doing stuff like that. It got to a point where when I was on social media in my last days, I got so desperate. I was dropping prices and I was even trying to do the print route. See, one thing that they don't tell you about, and I'm gonna tell you the truth, nobody wants prints. They try to say, oh, just make reproductions and prints. Nobody wants prints. And then the people who do buy prints, it's very small in between. And by that time, it's not even worth it. You might as well just create the originals. People want originals. And it doesn't have to be some fine art, Mona Lisa, things like that. It just has to be authentic. That's why when I talk about the projector method, I'm trying to show you that you can use the projector method, but just be yourself. Whatever you see that's being projected, you can paint it in your way. But I also have, so many different videos within the art community where we break down and we talk about how I go about the process. And that way you can find your voice in how you do it by using a projector. You don't have to guess by using a projector or by using a reference and all that, because you're going to be feeling frustrated. And you already have too much of this in your mind when you could just be doing this. No one's going to be talking about this, because when you go to these other pages, they can't show you their real numbers of success. Just like I'm able to show you that I've sold 17,000 original pieces of art. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding right there, because you can't cheat the verified buyers that's on there. I can't cheat what eBay shows of 17,000 purchases, but also all the feedback that's on there. I can't cheat that. But what people can cheat when it comes to testimonials and when it comes to, their family doing a review or anything like that, people could cheat that when it comes here. You don't even know. And you're going to get desperate. Some people get desperate to a point where you would do it too, They'll tell you build up a website and do this and just have anybody review your product. They don't know who those people are. But one thing they can't cheat is the eBay. Now, one key important part that I forgot to mention on here before we get out of here. When it comes to eBay, eBay has its own email. I currently have 2,400. I currently have 2,400 followers on my eBay. Now, these are hot leads that already purchased from me. So anytime that I want to reach out to them with an email, I can do it two ways. I can do it through either a newsletter. I can do it either if I set up a discount. I could do it either if I set up a sale. I could do it either if I just contact them directly. So they have two forms where they could get contacted through the 15% open rate email, because eBay can send them an email, but also I have direct access to them through their phone, because most of the time they have the eBay app, and I can send them a message or I can send them a newsletter or any of those things, and it will give them a notification through the eBay app on their phone. Now that is a direct open. Most of the time, that's an 80% open right there. So I always have access to them. But also, that's just people who follow. And the net is even bigger than that, because if I set up a sale or if I set up a newsletter or anything like that, anybody who purchased from me in the past, they can also receive these notifications. They don't have to be even a follower of me. And I can show you how to do that too. All of that stuff is broken down in the eBay art community. I just thought that this was really important for me to show on here, the difference. You know, take notes, take a screenshot. This is as real as it's going to get. I enjoy doing this video. This is my first of this series. I'm going to be doing more of this because I think it's important for me to break down on a board the difference in what people say than what they actually do. And you've never seen any of the people who are trying to teach or coach or any of that stuff. You've never seen them with their own art. You've never seen them with their own gallery. You've never seen them with the proof of them doing the work. That's why it's also important that I do the time-lapse videos. If you see me still working to this day, I'm still working. I still enjoy the process of creating for eBay. It's more important, and you have more of a connection. You have more of a connection to your buyers. Where? Right here. You're going to have more of a personal connection with your buyers, and they're going to be appreciative, and they're there. Trust me, it took me years. It took me years to get to this point. It took me years to get to this point because I didn't believe it. I thought that this was the route because everybody said it was the route, and it's the right thing to do. I'm going to leave on this last note why this is also so important. You can be anonymous. Anonymous. Hope I spelled that right. But you could be anonymous. You don't have to tell anybody about this. This could be our secret, right? It's just you and I in the eBay art community that's sharing your listings, but nobody has to know about it. You can set it up separate from your social media. It doesn't even have to be on social media. You don't have to do anything like that. You could be separate from your eBay account. But of course, when you do this the art way, it only has to be art. You can't do any kind of stuff. Don't try to sell electronics in here. Don't try to sell your bowling shoes in this store. No, this is only going to work through eBay. All right. So that's a breakdown that we got right there. And then I'm going to see you guys on the next video where we break things down. If you have any other questions, this seems like something that you're interested in, you want to get into, click the link below. I want you to figure all this out. I'm gonna guide you through. Click the link below. I want you to be in there. I'm gonna guide you on how to make extra money. You can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. I'm gonna see you in there, okay?